How we doing, racers? We're back with the Celica ST205. This is the race rally version, which was just released. Now it looks pretty much identical. It is a race car based on the factory GT4 Celica. There are differences though, and you'll notice that when you build them out. So the car in the race variant ends up being 274 pounds heavier than the production car that's fully built, and it's got 240 more horsepower. So when you are driving it, I'll tell you right away, if you're curious, it's a more aggressive setup. So it feels more raw, it feels more rigid. I'm going to show you the settings right now. I didn't make a whole lot of changes because I don't really feel like the car needed a whole lot of changes. I did lower it because this is a rally car, so when you pick it up, it's pretty tall. I think it was at like 140 millimeters, so I didn't get crazy dropping it. I don't like the cars right on the ground. I used to do that when Gran Turismo first came out. I mean, I'm playing since Gran Turismo 1, but we used to just drop them to the ground and stiffen them up, and they weren't great. They didn't handle right, and that's our fault. You know, when we were kids, we didn't know any better. The dampening, you can see this when you buy it is set up rock solid rigid. I changed the rear camber angle. I actually put it up a little higher, nothing aggressive. I tried adjusting the sway bars, the anti-roll bars, and I tried stiffening up the back end. I tried stiffening up both the front and the rear end, and it made the car super twitchy. It's already a little twitchy, but it feels good, and it's four-wheel drive, so it's something you can catch in the corners. Let's put it on the track. Another thing you'll notice, I've seen this with cars that are super unique, and it makes sense to me that they can't find a pack to run with them. I don't think this falls in that criteria. I think this would constitute as a glitch in the game, where it's teaming the car up with all the same car. I'm hoping they get that. Well, I don't run a whole lot of custom races anyway, and I could sort that out myself by doing my own custom setup. I don't care enough to do that because we're just basically running against the track. But this car it's got plenty of competition. It's a rally car from the 90s. Another thing to notice is we're back to left-hand drive. The Celica we were testing before was right-hand drive, which is, you know, it never actually made it into the States as a GT4, so it makes sense. At least that generation. Oh Lord. You see it gets, it's not as forgiving as the road car. Oh Lord, I gotta get used to it. We also have a 6-speed transmission. I'll have to slow down here a little bit. This is just our outlap, so I'm not too concerned about it. But it's got a 6-speed transmission. It hits. We got to 200 on the last run with the road car, but this one gets there a lot easier. It actually comes with the anti-lag set to weak as the basic setup. So you don't buy an anti-lag system for it. It's just got it kind of built in. Historically, this car they got banned for a year of rally because they got caught cheating on restrictor plates in the turbo. So Toyota got in trouble. I think everyone uses the technology they got banned for at this point. But it was against the rules back when they did it. And that might be part of the reason this car isn't on that same level as like the WRXs and the Evos and some of those Halo cars. It could even be somewhat the styling. I mean, it's got that that spider eye style front end, kind of like the Integra had in the States. The Japanese variant did not have that, and a lot of my buddies that had Integras back then were all about trying to get that Japanese front end and swap their car over. This will be an okay lap. I had some shifting issues, but under 2 minutes, so. I've been doing a lot of testing with 5-speed cars out here, so it's a little off for me to have the 6-speed because it's almost it seems like it's mainly affecting it on the back end, like where I used to be in third gear, I'm dropping it into fourth and so on and so forth. So it is affecting. Oh, that's not a clean lap now. It is affecting my driving a little bit. Now this car isn't priced all that far out there. I think it was at like 250,000. So it's not really a car you need to really think too hard about buying. If you want it, go get it. If you don't, not a big deal. It is in Legendary and it does rotate. So I would suggest getting it while you can. You know, you can pretty much pick it up after, you know, once you get towards endgame where you're running these, you know, $500,000 races, even if you're racing dirty. You know, you're talking 15 minutes and you can buy the car. So for that, I would rather have it in my garage in case I need it than not own it. So I think it's a good buy. I think it's definitely different enough from the road going variant that it's worth owning. I might go ahead and do another couple laps just to get a clean lap on it because that was kind of not great. But we'll leave that for another day. We're at 1 minute 58 seconds on the high end of that, and that puts it right behind the Suzuki Cappuccino. And again, that's not a clean lap, but I don't think we're in a situation with this car where we're competing against the Cappuccino anyway. And this is kind of just a car. The main reason I'm reviewing it is just because it just came out. It's not something that I would really have my sights on. It's a nice car. I don't think there's any reason not to buy it, but it's priced right and that sort of thing. If you have enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. We're going to try to keep doing this type of thing and build the list further and further to get more and more information. And otherwise, have a great night. Until then, take care.